Okay, fuckers and fuckettes. Now, a lot of people ask me how I do my engraving, and all I've really got is one of these Dremels, and it's got a cable on it just like a dentist drill. And I've got a whole bunch of tips, but it's no different than doing art with pencils. Only you have to can't just wear down your tips. You got to actually switch tips if you need a finer point. And I just draw it on there. That's all I do. I mean, there's no real secret to it. The only real secret is it takes a lot of time because you've got to get it to where you etch out all your imperfections, all your little ridges and shit. And a lot of times I'll take a chisel and clean that up. But most of the time I just feather it out by hand, and then I'll polish it with one of these, which is just felt cloth. That's all it is. I don't even use rouge on it. I get a lot better results without the rouge than I do with it. And yeah, I've got about 10,000 different points for this damn Dremel. Tips, whatever you want to call them, bits. I just call them points. I mean, I've got routing and grinding and polishing and pretty much something for every purpose. None of these are fine enough. Ah, there's one. It's according to what you're doing as to what you use. Like right now I need a fine point to trim out some of my burrs in my edges. Yeah, I can see that you're not able to see some of the details on this shit, but yeah, maybe if I move around enough you will. And I'm just freehanding this. I mean, I'm not doing anything incredible. I don't know how, everybody thinks that this is hard, but if you can draw on a piece of paper, you can draw on a piece of metal. And some people, they'll draw it out with a pencil and then just trace it in with their engraving tool. A lot of guys like to use cold chisels and nothing but. My hands aren't steady enough for that shit anymore. Well, they are, but not really. I get pissed because I start fucking up, and then I get impatient, and then I do a horrible job. This way I can just sit here and feather it in. Which, like I said, that's all I really do is just feather it until I've got a nice smooth tip, and I make sure it gets deep. I've been working on this one, yeah, maybe an hour and a half. I ain't gonna bore you with this shit, but, you know, maybe I already have, but blow it off a lot. And remember, don't let any Democratic Party members know that you're doing this, because they'll have the EPA on your ass and shit, because maybe this dust is toxic or something. Actually, they'll probably have the Obama administration come down on your ass and tell you should pay to have the work shipped overseas like they're doing the Gibson guitar. It's real easy, and once you've got your initial outline, do your fill-in. And as you're doing your fill-in, take out all your imperfections. Get them a little bit extra deep, but not too much. And then hit them with your polisher afterwards is my best advice. And just kind of keep your piece free to where you can turn it. Do what you got to do to where you can be comfortable. These cables don't move as easy as pencil, but a piece will move real nice. Anyway, this is just to give you an idea of how it's not a de facto, this is the only way. Because there's a million different ways, and if my way helps somebody figure out that they really can do this shit, hey, great, I'm all for it. If there's another way, you know, hey, you know, you're welcome as usual to put up video comments and put up whatever you want, pointing to other ways to do it. Because, I mean, my whole goal on this YouTube shit is to make people laugh and have a little fun, and at the same time, if I can help somebody, if I can save them a few pennies or give them a lifetime hobby or whatever, hey, great, you know, I've done a good thing. And I'm not one of the top cycle builders in the world, but I know it's not uncommon to see 3 or 4 people in my driveway asking me how to do stuff, and I hand them the tools and tell them, hey, you know, this is how you do it. And sometimes for y'all here on YouTube, I put up videos and stuff of how to do stuff. Like I say, this stuff is not hard. I mean, everybody thinks that working on motorcycles and personalizing them and customizing them is some hard shit to do, and it is not. I mean, it doesn't take much effort at all. It takes a little bit of time. And if you're a Democratic Party member, I understand you need to send it to somebody like me to get it done. But like I say, you know, them Democratic Party members, you can't trust them fuckers. They'll tell me I should be shipping this overseas, probably have the EPA out here and shit. And I'm not using a stone tip. I'm using a rasp tip. Here's a different one, just to give you an idea. These are rasps. They're not stone. And I have them in various sizes. And I do have some stone ones in here. It's according to how fat a line I need as to which one I use. Generally, I try and avoid using the stones. Doesn't really matter on aluminum, but I like the rasp better myself. And as you go along, you can feel where the burrs are. If you can feel them, you can go over them lightly and take them back out. Anyway, like I say, this is not the de facto. You know, there are other ways to do this. There are many other ways to do this. This is just how I do it. And it's probably one of the simpler ways. I know it's one of the easier ways. And like I say, I know a lot of guys will draw it on there with a pencil first. I just kind of go along and do whatever's coming into my head, and it usually turns out pretty good. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all fuckers and fuckheads later. I just figured I'd show you. It's not that hard to etch your own aluminum. I'm just kind of fucking around here because they brought the race bikes off last night, but I really don't feel like doing anything with them right now. My body's about shot from yesterday. We'll holler at y'all fuckers and fuckheads later. As you can see, that shit don't come out too bad. I'll pretty it in as I'm going, of course, but I'll holler at y'all later.